if you think about it, the people who take care of chickens, they're the chicken tenders. What's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about the best place for you to go if you want to find the new plans inside of the Gold Road expansion. Done a lot of experimenting. I've done all of the main story quests, which if anything has ever deserved a like and subscription ever, it's the fact that I went through and completed the entirety of the Gold Road DLC and the Scribing DLC and did some of the side quests just to see if there was a better area for you to go to find some of those new furnishing plans. And to be completely fair, this is probably the best place to do it. So we're first going to talk about the actual place you can go, why you want them, and so on. So let's talk about where I am. And we are at the Outcast Inn. We are over all the way on the far side in the courtyard. You might think it's a weird place to start outside, but this part actually takes you right into where you need to go. And you can see other people are doing the area right in front of me. All you need to do is pick up all of these dressers and loot these places here. You can see we actually just picked up a pattern and we picked up another praxis. We also have a backpack that we can loot. Sometimes it'll be able to be open, sometimes it won't. But the important part is just getting all these dressers, opening them up, and then going back outside. You might think that's pretty innocuous. That's, you know, you just looted like, what, 6 dressers? The other ones were locked. What's the main benefit of that? Well, we go back in, and guess what? They're all reset again. We can loot the dressers again. Now, an important thing to note is we actually picked up a blue plan. And unfortunately, after you get a blue plan or a purple plan, you're likely on a cooldown. Now, it's a bit of a conspiracy theory. I don't have any tinfoil to put on my head, but it's common knowledge, so that's common belief that once you get a blue or purple, and some people even believe green, furnishing plan, that specific character is on a cooldown. That cooldown for blues lasts between 20 and 30 minutes and about 50 minutes for a purple. Some people think 5 to 10 minutes for a green, but truthfully, you could just be doing it for 5 to 10 minutes and just not find anything, so it's hard to know. So right now, this character is on cooldown, so what I should do if I wanted to continue this whole hurrah, log into another character, take them to the Gold Road, run to the Outcast Inn, and then continue this process. Why that's such an effective method, though, too, is that as you come to the Outcast Inn, I've actually completed the quest here, but you do not need to have completed the quest to loot these items. These dressers are going to be ready to loot regardless if you've done the quest or not. Another important distinction, too, is a lot of people think that coming in and out of different instances might be a little bit of a shady activity. You are perfectly fine in doing this. There's nothing that says that you can't open and close an instance, loot it, come back to it. Perfectly fine. You're not like looting endlessly the same backpack 1,000 times, or, you know, back in the beta days, there was a jute plant that you could just sit at for 12 hours and keep harvesting. You're not doing that. You're resetting an instance. You can do that for farming experience. That's totally fine. It's also totally fine for looting furnishing plans. Also, another quick note too, I'd like to bring along Azander. I think he's just the homie. You might also get a little extra drop from him if you're lucky. It's just something extra to do. There's really no non-benefit to not bringing him, but unfortunately, with how fast you're looting these things, it's really not even gotten me anything really any decent yet, but you never know. Great place to get lockpicks though if you're ever short. And you can see here, he actually gave me a resource portfolio. Now, I've heard that these bad boys actually might not kowtow to the same cooldown. So what does that mean? It means that so you're like, Jake, I don't care about these hypothetical cooldowns. I'm going to continue to farm anyway. Perfectly fine. What you might be able to do is loot these research portfolios and get items. That way you can see we got a counterfeit pardon and we got something that we could just sell for straight money. You are going to be getting a whole lot of hoopla that you're going to need to sell as you go through this, but overall, it's a pretty good method. Make sure you've got Azander. Make sure that you've got a character that you can fathom being on and farming, and I would maybe have 2 or 3 just outside the Outcast Inn. That way, if you do get a super rare purple, bada bing, bada boom, you just flip-flop McGee, and you're good to go. Also, what's better than adding a 10% chance to find an additional furnishing plan? Not a lot when you're farming furnishing plans, so make sure you get this bad mamma jamma and put it on your skill bar. And here is a brief snapshot of why you might want to do this. These are worth quite a bit of money, and they actually look pretty cool too. So hey, if you wanted to have a mirror that you could break and give yourself bad luck, or a beehive if you want to be those people that, you know, grow old and make beehives, you have ample possibility to do so. A lot of these bad boys are selling for crazy amounts of money. Even the greens you can see are listed for 80 to 100 plus thousand. This also begs an interesting question, because I did a video the other day on getting ink. What do I think's better? It's a great question. What is a better use of your time? I actually think that getting and selling ink is probably better right now in the short term, just because of how guaranteed it is to get. Just doing the quest is going to give you a good chunk of ink. You can sell that ink, you know, right now. Some people are still making 100,000 gold on console for it, which is crazy. And even if you only get 50,000 per ink, essentially doing a quest is going to give you 150K. And the Xbox, PlayStation economy, that's a good chunk of money that you can use and invest that's just guaranteed. And you're progressing that character through a quest line that you're going to want to have them progress through anyway. I do think, though, as a side activity, if you're bored and you need something to do, this is also a great way to make gold. So there's really, you kind of have to gauge, you know, which one's better for you. Do you like the guaranteed returns of doing your scribing quest line and then potentially going out killing mobs, you know, for the Zeals of Zenthar event, looting resources? Or do you want to farm for furnishing plans? Now, you might be thinking, well, which one's going to depreciate in value? The answer is both of them. Obviously, like if you're just a general ESO player, it's better for you to buy these things in a few weeks versus right now, because this is for the completionists, for the people who want these things right now that are impatient. You know, these are the people who pre-order everything. This is not for the average lay person yet. When it comes to ink, though, ink's a bit weird, because I think next year ink is going to be in a weird spot, because there's going to be new scribing skills, hot take. And because of that, how many people are going to continually farm ink and put it on the market? I think that there might be a big kind of U in the ink economy, whereas these furnishing plans are going to do nothing but decrease in value over time. Some of them will retain it. And if you're curious, like, Jake, why is this one worth 80,000? This one's worth 100,000. Generally, it's just whichever one looks cooler. It's not as convoluted as people make it seem. Yes, generally, purples are more valuable than blues, which are more valuable than greens. But at the end of the day, reuse furnishing plans to make furniture. So if the furniture looks good, it doesn't matter if it's blue versus a purple versus a green, and the value is usually reflected in that. These prices are going to continue to fluctuate a little bit, so it's obviously going to be a bit tricky to sell some of these because you might be undercut, but again, very worth doing, very reasonable to make a good chunk of money. Use the method we talked about at the beginning, and let me know if you guys have questions in the comments below. Unfortunately, I experimented with a bunch of areas. I was hoping I'd find something a little bit more interesting than the spot that I think a lot of people have already talked about, but hopefully this brings a bunch of additional information, such as pricing, what I think is a better use of your time, how to bring in multiple characters using Azander, because not everybody talks about all those other components. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, we are doing our 3 giveaway drawings. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed on YouTube, /following on Twitch, /following on Twitter. All of those 3 things will enter you in that drawing. Second thing is just leave a comment. Every single comment is entered as long as it is not flagged and removed for either spam or any other crazy things. Please don't post my IP address. Third thing is all you have to do is listen for a small audio cue with a hidden word flashed upon the screen. If you're the first person to comment that word, you will win a gift card of your choosing, which could be great because the ESO crown crates right now are fantastic. So thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.